Okay. Hi guys, welcome to this really random intro. I decided to just randomly and spontaneously pick up the camera up because I'm about to embark on a journey. It is time to read Clockwork Angel. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a reading vlog. I also am using this microphone for the first time with the camera. I'm a bit nervous about how the quality is going to convert, so I apologize in advance if this doesn't sound great, but I just could not be bothered getting the big microphone out and setting it up. Like, I just want to get stuck into this bad boy. So welcome to this reading vlog of me reading Clockwork Angel. I don't know if this is going to be like a reading vlog of just the first book or me reading the whole trilogy. I guess we'll see how much I love the first book, and we'll take it from there. So that's very exciting. I know that a lot of people have recommended this book, this trilogy to me. This was published, oh my gosh, this was published in 2010. So obviously a long time ago. This was 16 years ago that this particular copy was published. And obviously it was very popular. And it feels to me like there are a lot of series out there that were very popular when we were in high school, and they did not stand the test of time. And there are some like this that I feel they have, because a lot of people are still talking about the series and how amazing it is, and they love it. So I kind of have high hopes for this. Also, another super random update, but my best friend's husband actually made us these bookmarks to go with the book. I can't get over it. I laminated it, but he's a graphic designer and he made one for each of us. And the story behind that is that this is actually a book club pick. And so I'm going to be reading it with a lot of friends, and I'm very excited. It is currently the 15th of March because we've all had a lot going on and we just needed the extra time. I just honestly think that's the most wholesome thing. And then we obviously were ridiculously excited about these bookmarks, and he said that he might make one for every book of the month, and we'll see how that goes. So I am going to get stuck into this. I'm going to start tonight, and I'll keep you updated on my thoughts as we read through the series. Also, I don't know if you can see, like, I've got like a homemade face mask on, so my face must be like really shiny. I'm marinating my face. My timer just went off to say that my tea has finished brewing, so I'm going to go get my cup of tea, pick up my book, and hopefully we can get a few chapters in tonight. Hello guys, damn. The camera does not want to play ball today. I've learned that it wants me to have the light here so that it focuses on me. The star of the show, of course. Anyway, guys, it's been a couple of days since I started Clockwork Angel, and I've been kept going to update you guys, and then life just kept getting in the way, so I apologize, but I'm not that far in. I'm up to chapter 5, and honestly I have been reading this as like my nighttime book. Like, I'm reading at least a chapter a night. I'm not in a really reading mood, and it's not anything to do with the book. It's that I think it was because I was sick last week. I had a bit of a cold, and I just binge read the Shatter Me series. Not all of it, but I just binge read so much of it, and I feel like I don't know, like my brain's like, give me a break from reading. But it's not that I want a break, because everything I'm reading about it, I'm enjoying. It's just like my brain needs a break. Anyway, so far I have zero complaints, other than, this is not even a complaint, this is just a personal preference. Like, Shatter Me, the chapters are like 6 minutes each, like if that. And on the Kindle, these chapters are coming up as like, some of them are like 30 minutes, and I'm just like... But honestly, I also reread recently Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and it was the same deal. And I was devouring those two. So I feel like that's not even a thing. I just need to get myself back into the rhythm of like a 20-minute, 30-minute chapters, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think my like instant short-term gratification brain is on because of Shatter Me. But anyway, I am so far loving the series. I feel like it's too soon to tell, right? But I was talking to one of the girls from book club, and we discussed whether or not either of us have watched the Mortal Instruments movie. I've watched that movie a few times. I'm obsessed. I love that movie. And she hasn't. And she was saying that she found it a little bit trickier to get involved, like get her head around things. In the beginning of the book, she was struggling a bit, and I'm not struggling at all, because I think I've watched that movie and I understand a lot of the world we're in. It's the same world. It's like the prequel to the Shadowhunters series. So it's like the same world, the same magic system and all that. Like, so I'm just like not having to do any extra work to get my head around things. It's like I can just dive straight in and enjoy the characters and where they're at. So I'm kind of loving that, because I already know what a Shadowhunter is. I already know what mundanes are. I already know the downworlders. I've got this. So yeah, so far I'm really enjoying. I am loving the tension between two characters in particular, but it's very early, obviously. I do know a spoiler about this series is that there is like a love triangle, and yeah, so like I'm aware that that's coming, but I'm kind of here for it. I'm kind of excited. I've heard lots of good things. So yeah, what's happened, I guess. Also, I have my skin mask, my face mask on. That's why I'm super shiny. Today it's just honey right on my face. So I've just made myself a sleepy tea, and I'm probably gonna settle in and hopefully read another chapter. I wonder how long this chapter is. Oh my gosh. Like, that's crazy. That's just one chapter. I'm up to page 103, so I've read 100 pages. That's actually really cool. Okay, I'm about to read 33 pages. 30 pages. 30 pages? Like, in one chapter? Oh my gosh, there can't be that many chapters then. No, there's only 20 chapters and an epilogue. I feel like I'm yet to find like a pace where it's like I can't put it down. Like at the moment I'm like, I read a chapter, I thoroughly enjoy the chapter, and then like I put it down, and I'm not like constantly thinking about it and like can't wait to get back. Obviously, like nothing major has happened yet, so to speak. So it's like I haven't really gotten that like thirst to know what's going on and what's going to happen. I guess when the stakes maybe get a little bit higher, that will happen to me. Hello guys, it has been a couple of days, not gonna lie. I am reading slower. I'm reading this slower than I thought, but I am enjoying it. So I feel like it's time for a check-in. I am currently on chapter 12. That just happened like today and last night. I honestly have been reading, maybe I was like 1 or 2 chapters a day, because they're really long chapters, because I'm also the type of person that I usually can't just cut off in the middle of a chapter. I have to finish a chapter before I can put the book down. And honestly, I've had to stop a few times in the middle of a chapter before bed because I'm just too tired and I just can't. I need to ride that wave, so I just can't do it. But anyway, we're up to chapter 12. So basically, we just got her brother back. My thoughts so far are that I think that the writing is fantastic. I think I genuinely do. I can't help but feel that because it's YA, I always compare to me in high school and whether I would have enjoyed this, and I think I would have absolutely loved this series in high school. And to me, that just, it gives it more points because that was like my prime reading era. So I think I would have loved it. But anyway, the book is, I think for me, it just started a little bit slow, but I feel like I'm there now. Like, I feel like I've gotten over the hump. We did just have like a very action-packed scene. And I don't know, it's one of those books where, whoops, sorry. My camera just stopped recording because the card was full, which has never happened to me before, so whoops. But yeah, basically my thoughts are so far that I'm really enjoying it. It really picked up at about the halfway mark, and I feel like I'm at the point now where I've started thinking about it when I'm not reading it and like getting excited to come back to it. So I am loving the banter in this book. I love the character dynamics. I have to say, like, I am feeling connected to certain characters more than others, which, yeah, like, I don't know. I'm surprised at how much I don't feel that connected to Charlotte's character. Kind of feel like that's unexpected for me. I thought I would, but I don't know what it is about that. I'm feeling really connected to Tessa's character and, of course, the two male leads, Will and Jem. I really love when they're in a chapter together and they're bantering. It's just like, it's everything. It's giving me life. And I love how their relationships are sort of progressing. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to say. I'm really intrigued about Jem and what's going on with him. It just feels like in this, like, a lot of people are keeping secrets. And hopefully, obviously, we're about to find out what happened to Nathaniel and what's going on. So yeah, I am going to keep reading another chapter. I have to go out for dinner tonight, but I'm hoping I can fit another chapter in and maybe some more tonight when I get home. Excuse me, because so much just happened. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need to update you guys because they kissed. Wait a second, because I feel like it's like going so fast now. Like it started really slow and now it's just like snowballing and there's just so much going on. So she kissed Will, which, oh my gosh. Stop. I loved that moment. That was so exciting and like the tension. I loved it. Is my drink here? Did I bring it? Oh, love that for me. A little tie break. So they kiss. Then he's like an asshole, but you know, like he's an asshole with purpose. Like he's got a reason that he's being a dick and we don't know what that reason is. So right now you're just a dick. Sorry. And then she got really angry, rightfully so, because he basically he kisses her and then he's like, oh, screw her brother. I don't care about her brother. I'm happy to let him become brain dead basically or die. And she hears that and she's like, what the actual heck? But apparently, like, okay. So then later she's like, I knew he didn't mean that. But I didn't know that he didn't mean that. Frankly, as far as I'm concerned, he did mean that and he's an asshole. And like, rude. I know that I'm going to love him eventually, but like, I'm not your biggest fan right now, Will. And then Jem and her took a lovely stroll. And anyway, why am I just recounting? Point being, I'm very, like, I can't stop thinking about it now and I just keep wanting to go back to it. So I'm up to chapter 15 called Foreign Mud. And basically, yeah, Jem and her just got attacked by a bunch of automations. They're like robots, obviously, but we don't call them that in this time this time period and era together, this time area, they're called automations. So yeah, so they just got attacked by a bunch of them because the magister, he's still out there on the loose because they didn't get him. So anyway, so yeah, there's stuff going on with Jem. I'm not quite sure, but I'm really hoping it resolves itself because I see him being like a prominent, like there's 3 books. I don't know. I'm really worried because in this book, they're making it sound like he's on death's door and we don't know why, but I really like his character and there's so many layers to everybody in this rude garbage truck. Rude. The audacity. You just may as well wait. I can't tell if it's getting closer or further away. Oh, it's getting further away. No? Yes, it's getting further away. We're good. Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, love Jem's character. Here's the thing. In all of the interactions in this book, it's pretty clear to me that she's going to end up with Will eventually. I don't know how, but she will end up with Will. But in this book, that kind of is obvious because all of their interactions, all of hers and Will's interactions, there's so much chemistry. And all of hers and Jem's interactions, there's love there. There's like, well, it's it's comforting, it's nice, and it's like healthy, but it's not that spark that you come to expect. Like, you know, when you see that spark and you're like, okay, I know what's going on here. So I know that, but at the same time, yeah, it feels like it's going to be like an Edward Bella Jacob situation, because like there's a trilogy. So at some point it's like Will is the Edward in this book, and then obviously he's going to do something bad. He's already a dick. And frankly, what he's already done, that would be enough for me. And then obviously maybe in the second book it's Jem's time to shine like it was Jacob's, and then we're going to come back around and it's going to be Will somehow. But yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I really am. But I have to still say that what steals the show for me is when the main characters are in a scene together and it's just dialogue. I'm actually so there for that, which is crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously I'm loving that there's action and there's things happening, but the chapters where they're just talking and like we're getting to know like these characters deeper is just so interesting to me, and I'm just enjoying that so much. Also, her brother's back and I'm really excited, but tell me why I'm getting like really angry that Jessamine is just like staking a claim on him. Like, piss off. I'm sorry, like I liked her character, actually found her really interesting, but I don't like this. I'm like, excuse me, let the man like recover and just tell us what's happened. Like, I still don't know what happened with Nate. So, okay, that's my update. I am going to try and jump in. Look how I'm here. I wouldn't be surprised if I finished this today, maybe, but that's hopeful because I've got a lot to do. But maybe, otherwise maybe tomorrow. And if there's a cliffhanger, I may just jump straight into the second one and we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Hello, it's time to update you guys again. I feel like we barely spoke and I just read. So I have officially finished Clockwork Angel. I had to check the name of it because I've already started Clockwork Prince. But I finished Clockwork Angel this morning, and I'm so intrigued. I don't feel like I thought I was going to feel at the end of this book, but I still feel like really intrigued. Like I need to know what's going to happen next. So as I said, I immediately felt called to pick up the next one. So I am probably going to just turn this into reading vlog, reading the entire trilogy, the Inferno Devices trilogy. It's the Infernal Devices. I think that's just going to be, that's where we're headed. I feel like it took me maybe a week to read this, but I have a feeling that now that we've got some momentum, it won't hopefully take me as long to read the other two, but we'll see, because this one is apparently bigger. Oh, no, it's about 500 pages, slightly bigger, but okay, so my thoughts at the end, and I'm sad that I didn't capture them on camera, but mainly it was just like, what the heck, Will? Like, honestly, I did see her brother, like, because there's spoilers, this is a spoiler vlog. I did see the twist of like her brother. As soon as Mortmain, how do I even say his name? Mortmain? I don't know how you say that. But as soon as he came to the house and started talking about the Dark Sisters, I was like, bro, it's a trap. That's an immediate trap. And I think that was one of the moments where I was like, these are children. These are children, and I need to remind myself that these are children, because I've been dealing with like very clever 500-year-old fae. No, that's not fair. But yeah, I was like, okay, that's a trap. And then I was shocked that he genuinely was just like, I have no sister. I was like, excuse me, she's done nothing but literally adore you and love you and protect you. I couldn't even with that. Like, despicable. So I guess it'd be interesting to see what happens to his character, because I'm assuming he's going to come back into it. But yeah, and then at the end there, Will, what the heck are you doing? Like, what is his deal? This drives me nuts. Again, I think this is another one of those things where I am just an adult now and I have very little patience for this kind of shit and these kind of mind games. I think though, if I was like in high school, I would have been like, he's going through something, there's stuff going on, give him a break. But like, I just was like, are you serious? The way he treated her. I hope she picks Jem. I hope she picks Jem over you now. I love him though. What is that? Just
pissing me off though. Like, he needs to have some serious growth. Like, he needs to have a major glow up to be able to earn Tessa back. And I want to know what Magnus did with him. Did he erase his memory? What happened? Because I'm pretty sure Magnus does mind memory shit. And just like, stop being a sad sack. I love Jem. I love that Jem is just like, yeah, like, he didn't trauma dump. He didn't like go out of his way to just like blur his whole life story. But when it was tasteful and when it was like, it felt like required, he opened up about what happened to him, and it made sense. And now like Tessa can trust him and they can start to develop a relationship. Will, you're being a child. Like, you're being so childish and you need to grow up, okay? I feel like one of the other things that I will say, and that is from starting this, it was a theme in the first book, but I kind of overlooked it. But I'm only like, I think I'm up to chapter 2. It's becoming really hard to not be like finding Charlotte running the Institute a little unrealistic. Like, firstly, I have no idea how old Henry is, but he kind of bothers me. He's kind of like what is his character? Like, his personality is that he's really passive, he's really nerdy, and he likes his inventions. Like, he's giving Mr. Weasley. Like, but honestly, I had more respect for Mr. Weasley because he like showed bravery and he showed initiative, and he, like, I don't know. So far with Henry, I'm not convinced by his and Charlotte's marriage. I have no idea how old Henry is, but if Charlotte's 23, he can't be that much older than her. So I'm finding it really unrealistic that a 23-year-old is running the Institute. I want to believe in her. I want to believe that she's like a badass and she can tackle anything. And maybe this will become more of that. I don't doubt her skills in combat at all. Like, she sounds like she's already a badass. But when it comes to like the Institute, she's trying to give off this mother hen figure. And it's like, girl, you're like 5 years older than everybody. No, you're not the mum. And also, like, the way that they just had a trial or a meeting or whatever, and now she's got 2 weeks. They've got 2 weeks to find Mortimer. I don't know. They've got 2 weeks to find him, and she's literally walked out and like punched a wall. Like, sis, I'm sorry. Get your shit together. You know, like, you're trying to sell me as like Charlotte's this capable woman. She's got everything. Like, she is the natural born leader, and then like this, and like the guy was not being unreasonable. She said like he treated her like she was a little kid or something. I'm like, no, he didn't. He was actually really fair and he had your back. And like he said, you would have had to do this task anyway. Like, I'm not convinced by her. I am convinced about Jem, Will, and Tessa. That triangle, I'm very convinced. I'm getting, like, especially obviously Jem, because he's actually opening up. So, Jasmine's character, I keep going back and forth. I actually really liked her, and then I was like, ugh. And then I was like, oh. And then I was like, no, you suck. And then now I'm back to like, I don't know. I feel like I also want more. I know I've just like said that I'm frustrated with Will, but at the same time I want more from him. I want the yearning. I'm feeling the yearning from Jem for sure. But like right now Tessa is so oblivious to Jem and that possibility, but like she's not oblivious to her and Will, so that is hitting a little harder, and I'm like, I want more. Like, he's talking at the end of this book and he's like saying like, oh, I couldn't hide the expression on my face, like the emotion would have been just written on my face like a book, so she would have seen it. What emotion? Label it. I want to hear it. I want to know what you mean. Like, I just want more. Yeah, so you guys, I feel like that sums up everything from where I'm at right now, and I am gonna just keep going and see how I go. Okay, I wonder, it's like, are my opinions unpopular? Did anyone else feel this? I am 30 years old, so it's like I'm reading this as a 30-year-old. I never read it back in high school. I don't know if that is affecting my reading experience, but I just want to know, did anyone have the same thoughts and feelings about characters and stuff, or does everyone just overlook it because it's like an amazing trilogy? I'm feeling nervous to say these things because I'm scared that people are going to come for me, but okay, it's time to read. Okay, so hear me out. But Will is great, and I may have over-exaggerated a little bit because he didn't let me in on what was going on, but now I know. So I'm officially up to chapter 6 in Clockwork Prince, and not me thinking that Clockwork Prince was going to be one of the boys, but it is in fact Mortmain. So I just found out Will's backstory, and now he's just this precious little oh my gosh. Now I feel so guilty for like all the bad things I said about him, but at the same time I don't, because man, but like he didn't it's such a childish way of thinking too, that he's like, because obviously he thinks like whoever loves him is going to die, but it's very clear to everybody that all the characters adore Will and love him in their own way. So it's like I just find it so funny that he's deluded himself into thinking that like this tough guy act is like really working and everyone hates him, and in fact everybody loves him. I'm confused by one thing about this. I just don't understand with his story. How can we be sure that the curse is real? Because obviously his sister did die and it does look pretty damning, but like I'm not like, where's the evidence? Nothing else has happened since, and I'm just, yeah, I really want him to like I really hope it gets resolved in this, or like it all comes out, and now I'm just like so protective of Will. Like he's honestly like just such, like he's also one of the most interesting characters too. Not me just flashing my bookmark, just in case you forgot, I have a bookmark, a custom made bookmark. He's just the most interesting and complex, right? But so far I am enjoying, and like things are getting quite heated. Oh, I'm not even up to chapter 6. Wait, guys, this is really funny, but I have... Please hold. Okay, I'm actually up to chapter 8 because I tried to audiobook a little bit of this book. And by the way, Spotify has this really cool feature that I didn't even know about. So you can go to a book that you're reading on Spotify and then go to find like page match, which looks like this, and then you go like scan the page, and then you get it, like you just take a photo, let's do this, of like the page, and it tells you exactly where you are, what chapter, how far you're in. This is not sponsored by Spotify, but if Spotify wants to sponsor me. I discovered that because I was doing some house chores and I wanted to keep reading, so I wanted to like put my headphones in. Anyway, that was very short-lived. I think I made it through maybe a chapter and a bit. I don't know when it was recorded. I think it needs to be redone because I don't want to be mean, but like it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It was literally like the voice actor was putting on the most ridiculous exaggerated voice for all the British characters, and let's be real, we're in London, so majority of them are British, or like whatever. Anyway, like a lot of them are British, and then the American just sounded normal. Tessa, who's American, just sounded normal, but everyone else, like Charlotte, I'm sorry, Charlotte, who's a 23-year-old woman, a very young woman, was sounding like, oh, don't be ridiculous, you'll find him, and like it just like was the deepest, like I guess trying to again project this idea that she's this mother figure and that she's super old. No one is fooled, and that just made it sound so ridiculous. So anyway, I have just stopped the what? Excuse me? The audiobook. I've stopped the audiobook and I've just gone back to reading it, and yeah. So we are like way more fast paced in the second book. There's so much more action happening really early on, which I'm loving. And obviously we've got more Will's backstory, which is so exciting. We've got like more information about his family coming to light, which is amazing. And Mortimer, who is the same villain, is just still hanging around like a bad smell. We don't know what's going on there. Okay, my beef with Charlotte and Henry continues because I'm getting so frustrated with the projection that this book is trying to tell me that these are our leaders and we need to look up to them, when every single decision that's being made and every single major development is being decided by characters that are not them. Like it was like Jem's idea to go to the archive guy. I'm so sorry with names. What did we just go? The old guy. It was Jem's idea to do that, and she just went, oh, okay. Like she just goes along with whatever other people tell her to do, and then like we're being tricked into trying to believe that like she's the leader. I'm like, you're not leading anyone. Will, Jem, Tessa, and a bunch of other characters have made a majority of the decisions about what happens next. You have done very little. Okay, so what's happening? Alright, so basically I know that she just got a letter delivered to her. Will's missing. Firstly, Will's missing. She just got a letter delivered to her by Magnus, and they need to find him. And then they're also going through trying to figure out like where Mortimer could be and wrap that whole thing up. And they're training, which I really love this training element. Wait, I also need to comment on the fact that like she pretended to be Jem's fiance. And Will was so jealous, you could tell, like Will was so jealous. Magnus is just there for the tea. He's like the surreal in Akata. He's just like, I knew it was about her. You love her, don't you? He's like, of course I do. What do you mean? You've had like 2 weeks together, but I don't care, I love it. Okay, I need to calm down. I'm pretty hungry. I've got like business attire on. I need to go and get changed, have dinner, sit down and keep reading. I feel like that was a very animated update, but I'm feeling quite passionate. I'm feeling really immersed in the story now. So yeah, okay. I'll see you soon. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna repeat exactly because I can't speak Chinese Mandarin, but Tessa goes, say something in Mandarin, and he does. And she's like, what did you say? And he's like, I said your hair is coming undone. Which I think is just funny. What's happening, Will? What's going on? Where did he go? Why did he do this? Wait a second. Excuse me, Jem. They're kissing. But like, it's even more intense than anything she's done with Will, it feels like. Excuse me. Are they gonna go even further? Like how Tessa just undid her dressing gown. He lied about what it meant when he spoke to her in Chinese. It means you are beautiful. Oh my gosh. I honestly have to say though, I was like, oh, I'm still really not feeling the connection with Jem like I am with Will. But I stand corrected, because as soon as they're kissing, I'm kind of like, wait a second. Like, I thought he was really nice and sweet, but I just didn't feel like like I said, like the spark. But now, there's so much spark happening. Oh, take them, she says, as in take your liberties with me. That's just like, I am the tea you'll be having for Bridgerton. What? Her legs scissoring around his? Excuse me, Miss Cassandra Clare. I was led to believe there was no like, okay, this is hardly anything that intense, but like for what I've read so far, this is quite scandalous. I'm scared. What's gonna happen? The fact that Jem got her into bed immediately, like obviously nothing's happening, but like Will didn't even. I think Jem's got more game. Oh, Jem, stop, I can't. Oh my gosh. What he says, I don't want you to see me on my knees grubbing around on the floor for the drug I need to live. That's not how any man wants the girl he. And then he breaks off and he says, I'm sorry, you have to go. He loves the girl he what? Yeah, me and you both were wondering that. Oh, it's Jessamine. Oh, that's right. Jessamine like got caught sneaking out of her room in boys' clothes by Sophie, which is insane. That's so weird for her. Like that's abnormal behavior. Oh my gosh. This is quite the scandalous love triangle. I just feel like it's almost like it's messy. How is it messier than like Twilight? Like this feels messier than Twilight because it's like she hasn't, do you know how it's like she chose Edward, but then Edward left her. So then it was like she was like, well, he chose to leave me. I can move on with Jacob if I like. And even then, she still didn't want to until like the end. But like, I'm sorry, this line, she said, when she closed her eyes, she saw Jem's face and then Will's. The thoughts of the two of them swirled together in her head until she fell asleep finally, not sure if she was dreaming of kissing one of them or the other. Excuse me. Okay. I'm so confused as to where this is going. Because obviously there's this overarching like storyline about capturing Mortimer. I am genuinely probably butchering this so bad, but whatever, you just come along for the ride. He obviously is still at large. Now there's like Will's family's involved and we don't know, all that kind of stuff. But it's like with the romance, how is it gonna happen? I don't know. Okay, I'm officially up to chapter 10. I have things I have to now do. I'm up to page 211. So I've got like about 300 pages to go. Okay, I will give you an update when I get back to reading. Bye. Hello, I hope you can hear me. I've obviously moved locations. I'm in the lounge room. I'm up to chapter 12, which is the ball, which like I'm so here for. I feel like every time Jem and Tessa have a moment, it always has to go back to Will. They just have to keep alternating. So yeah, I have a theory though, and I wanted to share that. I feel like it's too obvious for Jessamine to just be an asshole and be like a spy on Mortimer's side, or like even for the Lightwoods. I feel like that's too obvious. If she was to just suddenly be like, oh yeah, I switched sides, I'm now on the bad guy's side. Like already her character is like morally grey in that she's kind of a dick. And I just feel like that's too obvious. So my theory is that she's actually conducting her own investigation for her own, like there's definitely something she's gaining out of this, like for her own personal gain. And I reckon she's conducted her own investigation to find Mortimer, and she's actually really smart and she's hunted down Nate potentially, which is like the biggest connection to Mortimer that they have right now. I feel like they're about to find out that Jessamine actually had a plan this whole time.
A few moments later.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty disappointed that Jessamine, obviously I was wrong, and Jessamine did just betray them. I can't believe that. I just find that so irritating. Like, she has that, no character growth. I'm just shocked because I don't know, I thought they wouldn't do her dirty like that. Cassandra, what do you have against women? I know that it's the era. I get that. But like, there's a few things that have just happened in the last 3 chapters that are disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. Once again, Charlotte. Because obviously they found this information out, and of course, the ringleaders that are doing all the work in this series is Tessa, Will, and Jem. Will and Tessa went out, did this like mission, went undercover, found out so much important information, and then came back, and then Charlotte is like, ugh, she's just making no strategic decisions. I don't understand. She's just not a leader in my mind. Like, so they're having this conversation about what information Will and Tessa found out, and now she's like, so what do we do now? And then Jem, Will, and Tessa decide the next steps, and she just goes, yeah, okay, sure. Ugh, you guys. And then I'm not gonna, like, this needs to make a serious comeback, because in the first book, she kissed Will twice, okay? But he was an asshole. So for me, I was like, okay, he was a dick. She didn't know why. Obviously, we know now why. And like, I'm really happy for Will that he found his demon, and he's like so excited because he's gonna get his life back. But now I just feel like it's like a tennis match. It's just like, oh, I kiss Will, then I kiss Jem. Then I kiss Will, then I kiss Jem. And I'm like, I also don't want to like limit her either, but in this time period, she's like, at the start, she was like, oh my gosh, scandalous that I've kissed somebody, that was so improper, how could he put me in that position? And now, bitch, you're just back and forth with the two of them, and you keep thinking like, oh, I really should have some self-control next time. Next time I'll have self-control. And then I think she's just horny and she just wants to get laid. I think she doesn't know that yet, but she will hopefully find out one day, and she'll be like, oh, my itch is scratched. It feels like I am not being a girl's girl when I say that, because it's like, men are players all the time and they don't give a fuck. So why do I give a fuck? But I don't know, I do in this context. I think because I like really care about Will and Jem's characters, and I can just see this ending in heartbreak. This is just gonna end in someone's gonna get really hurt. Okay, it's time for an update. I have officially finished, oh my gosh, I need to check the names of them. I've officially finished Clockwork Prince. I'm still collecting my thoughts, and obviously like I haven't started Clockwork Princess yet. I have got it ready to go, but I just needed to just process what I just read. So she's engaged to Jem, and I really want to be so happy about that, because it was really beautiful how he proposed and everything, and I can just feel the love from him. And I know that Tessa cares for him. I know that she loves him, and she said that she loves both of them. But I'm frustrated because you guys, because she spoke to, obviously she had this big conversation with Will. Will came clean about everything, and that was such a heartfelt moment. And then basically Tessa was like, look, she didn't say the words, but it was quite clear that she loves Will as well, but she's gonna stay with Jem. And it wasn't, I'm frustrated because I think what I wanted was, I wanted for her to be like more conflicted about like, no, I love Jem, it's too late. It's too late, not just because he asked me first, but because of how, you know, you treated me, and maybe you had good reason for that, but the damage is done. That's the kind of direction I thought she was gonna take. But now it just feels more like it's like, oh, I'm gonna stand by my word to Jem, mainly because like of how hurt he would be if she broke it off. And like that was the conversation, was like, oh, like I'm gonna stay with Jem because do you really want me to break your best friend's heart? Like, think about it. What? No, that's like, like I wanted her, Jem deserves better. Basically, Jem deserves better. Jem deserves her to choose him because she really genuinely chooses him and loves him. I still feel that somehow it's going to be Will, and so I'm really upset for Jem. Preemptively, because I just feel like, how the heck, and she's right, and like she's thinking about it, and she's like, even if Jem and I didn't work out, Will would then not, like there could never be anything between them because it would really hurt Will so much. I just don't understand how this gets resolved. I have some beef with the fact that this book again highlights how messed up things can get and messy things can get because boys don't talk. Like, just talk to each other. Like, the fact that Will and Jem never had a conversation about the girl that they liked, I'm sorry, this is just so classic cliche, men not sharing their feelings and being vulnerable with their other male friends, that Jem was under the impression that Will was like protecting Tessa in like important situations because Will mind read that Jem loved her. It's like, what the fuck? Here's a thought. Why don't you talk about your feelings with your best friend / brother, and maybe then this would have not happened, because now everyone's heartbroken. Everyone's gonna be heartbroken. I have now some thoughts. These are gonna be controversial thoughts. I'm scared to share them with you, but at the end of this book, two things. One is, someone please put in the comments, when has Charlotte ever in this entire series so far made a decision that she's come up with on her own and then executed it and led the team? Name a time. I'll wait. So yeah, a little bit frustrated about the representation of Charlotte's character. I just think she could be so much more of a boss, you know? Like, she should just could be so much more of like a powerhouse female in this, but unfortunately all the men are making the decisions and like coming up with the ideas, and it just, I don't know, is it like, I do wonder whether it's like, is it the time period, is that why? But this is fantasy and she could have written it anyway, and I think she should have made Charlotte have more of the ideas and be more of the leader, and that would have been more believable. In the first book, our main goals was Mortimer wanted to marry Tessa, the Magistra wanted Tessa and wanted to marry her for some reason. And the other thing was we didn't know what Tessa was. Tessa thought she was a human, and now we know she's not a human, and we don't know what she is. So 2 major problems, neither of which were resolved in the first book. In this book, we still don't know why the Magister wants Tessa, for what purpose. We know he still wants her, but we have had no developments on that. We haven't even got a clue as to why he would want her, and we still don't know what she is. We've got like, I guess some like hints being dropped about her mum being a shadow hunter and her dad being a demon or something, but like still no real developments in that field. And that's, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit frustrating. Like what's going on? We need this to develop. So I'm really hoping that this is just like a book full of just answers. Answers, and please don't break anybody's heart. Give me strength to get through this, guys, because I'm scared, and let's really hope for some more female empowerment. Okay, that's my update. Let's get into the third. This vlog is going to be so long. Hello guys, it's time to check back in. I'm obviously reading Clockwork Princess. I cannot put it down. I just can't put it down. Like, I just feel that something has happened with this book. The energy is different. So I am up to chapter 6. Called Let Darkness. I genuinely had to tell myself that I needed to put the book down and give you guys an update, because otherwise I was just going to keep reading. Basically, oh yeah, the worm. I'm thinking to myself, how did we start this book? It starts like straight up, so much action, so much drama. So basically where I'm at, chapter 6, he's basically running out of the drug that he needs to live, and he's like down to very little. I don't really understand how much he has left or like what that means, but I'm sensing that he has days left if they can't find him more. And also we found out that he's been like upping his dosage just so that he can feel stronger and be like a better fiance for Tessa, which is so dumb and annoying. But so yeah, basically Will and Tessa have gone to see Magnus again. Trusty Magnus. Again, he's giving surreal vibes. It's like when things go wrong, go to Magnus. So obviously we've also got Cicely, which is Will's younger sister, and she is a firecracker. I love her character. Her character is like just so good, so refreshing. I also love the Lightwood brothers. Like, obviously I'm still warming up to Gabriel, he needs to earn it, but Gideon, I love Gideon, and Sophie, like, that is so sweet. I just love that so much. I'm also loving the quotes in this book so far. Like, I recognize quite a few of them. There's quotes at the beginning of every chapter. A lot of them I don't know, but there's actually now quotes in this book. Like Abraham Lincoln was quoted. I love that. I love that I know a few of them. So that's it. That's all you get, because I want to go back to reading, and I'm setting myself the goal of like at least 4 chapters a day so that I can satisfy my hunger for this series. I can't believe it's almost over, and it's like a whole series will be over. I'm here. I've got a lot to go. I'll check back in with you guys. I don't know. I'll see you there though. Guys, I know. You're probably thinking like, where have you been? Why haven't you been updating us? I'm sorry. I have genuinely not been able to like stop reading. I haven't been able to stop reading for even a minute to update you on how I'm feeling, because I don't even know how I'm feeling. I don't really know if I'm letting myself feel. I feel like I'm numb, and like I am just like hanging on by a thread whilst the events of this book unfold. Yeah. Can that be the update? Because genuinely, like, what do I talk about? Okay. So I'm up to chapter 16, and that's quite the jump from probably last time. I don't even remember. I think I was up like chapter 6. I've read 10 chapters. So basically my heart has been ripped out of its chest, and stomped on a few times. And now I'm just there. I'm just here. I guess I can say that if I remove myself from the story for a moment, this book has been just action-packed from the get-go. I think it's probably my favorite of the series so far. It's literally just captured me straight away, and I just cannot put it down. Everything is happening. It's like from chapter 1, there's new developments and there's something happening, and there's not been a single lull in this book so far. Like, so basically Jem, I can't even say it. I don't even want to say the words out loud. Guys, Jem is gone. Jem has died. I mean, like, I'm struggling with this, obviously, and I'm deluding myself in many ways into thinking like, well, I didn't see the scene of him dying, like I wasn't inside his point of view when he took his last breath, like, you know, the rule, no body, no death. Like, I'm kind of starting to feel that way, but Jem has gone and I'm really upset. I want to cry about it. I'm just really upset because I feel like I just thought that this, if it happened, it would have happened differently. I feel like Jem was robbed of being with his people at the end. You know, we didn't even get to be with him at the end, and that just feels so, I don't know. It's just really sad, I guess. Aloysius Starkweather. He has come to the Institute to talk to Charlotte, and basically he is explaining that he believes that Elizabeth, who is Tessa's mum, was his granddaughter, and therefore Tessa is his great-granddaughter. I do love that there are a lot of things in this story that tie together, because obviously there's mention of like demons switching out human kids, like switching kids out of cradles, which is crazy. And there was also that moment where Starkweather saw Tessa for the first time and had this like realization and this shock, and we didn't know why. So I love that that's come out and like tied it together. I do feel like it's a little bit convenient, but you know what? I'd rather have all the answers than none. So I'm glad that it's happening. I'm glad that we're tying off these loose ends. So yeah, my mind, I guess, is a mess. I won't lie. Like, my mind in this last series has been completely muddled up and a mess because of like just the emotions behind it. It's like my own brain hasn't been able to like sort through what's really going on. Like, I understand what's going on as I'm reading it, but I also just like, I couldn't explain it to you. It's been such an emotional roller coaster. The next chapter is literally called Clockwork Princess. I've got this much left, and I want to know why Mortimer wanted her. I want to know what Tessa is. I want Tessa and Will reunion, but I'm just feeling so, I want some closure for Jem. I just don't feel any closure for Jem right now. I don't know if I will. Okay, I feel like that's it. That's all I have to say, and wish me the very best of luck, please. Hello guys, it's time for another update. I'm up to chapter 19 and so much is happening. Maybe my main thought is that I wish it kind of was spread out throughout the series. Like, I wish some of the things that we're finding out in this book, like, we got breadcrumbed earlier, because I think it would have just made it like a little bit more suspenseful. But this book is just like hit after hit of things, that questions that were raised in the first two books, and they're being answered, which obviously I love that. But yeah, I think it would have just been nicer. I think it feels a little bit rushed because like, we're just getting everything answered immediately back to back. I also kind of love that Tessa and Will are like, obviously they're not together right now, they're not in the same place at the same time, but their like timelines are overlapping. So it's really fun to, like, Tessa mentions that she thinks she saw someone riding off on a horse, and we know from Will's chapter that that was him. So those kinds of things, like, I love that. Also, like, Charlotte is obviously having a lot of drama, and low-key this is the first decision she's made that I like fully back. Like, she's gone against Wayland and she's sent out like basically a plea for help from all of the other shadow hunters in the clave. And yeah, like, I feel like that's like so exciting because I've never seen Charlotte actually do anything. And she finally is doing something. So yeah, I loved that, and I'm really excited to see what happens there, and like fingers crossed we get a successful Henry invention going as well, which is like one of the coolest things ever. Transportation. Are you kidding? Like, that's amazing if he can make that work. Just wanted to check in and let you know I'm still really enjoying. But yeah, it's going so fast too. I think because like I just can't put it down. So yeah, I'm gonna like read another couple of chapters I think before bed, and honestly I would be surprised if I don't finish this tomorrow, because I think I'm up to 400 pages, so I've got about like 150 pages to go. Yeah, we'll see how I go tonight and tomorrow, and give you my final update on the series and all my ratings. I knew it. I knew it. I knew when there's nobody, there's no death. There's nobody, no death. I don't know. I should stand by myself way more often because I am just a genius. Jem's alive and he's now one of the Silent Brothers. I just don't know why, but I really didn't think that she was gonna do that. I genuinely if you've read this, you understand. You surely understand where I'm at and why my brain has just turned into a pile of mush reading this book, because how am I supposed to communicate the emotions that have just taken place? Oh my gosh. So I am up to chapter 22 and Tessa just turned into an angel. I'm a little bit... I don't know if I love that she was able to turn into an angel, because the part of her that's able to turn into an angel is the demon part, and I don't like that. Like, a demon being able to turn into it, that shouldn't be allowed. I don't know why it is allowed. Is it allowed because Ethereal and her have a relationship where he's like protected her whole life? Like, if that's why, then that's okay. But like, I don't like the idea of other demons being able to turn into angels. That's not okay. Jem's alive and he's a Silent Brother. Like, the joy and then the oh shit that took place in that moment, because Tessa and Will, like, I'm clutching my pearls. They did the deed. They both thought that Jem was dead. Also, I did find that a little bit like I really wanted it. It's so bittersweet. So I'm like, I really want them to have their moment, but then like they had their moment and all I could think about was Jem, and I was like, this is really taking away from the moment. It's the fact that like Jem died, like his body's probably not cold. Plot twist, obviously he's not dead, he's alive, but that just makes it worse, no? I'm so glad Magnus was the one to find them, because otherwise that's just yuck. And quickly becoming one of my very favorite characters is Gabriel. Like, really, really like his character a lot. I obviously love Magnus. I love them all. I know what you're gonna say, except for Charlotte. Charlotte has done this one heroic thing, and so she's got a lot of points for doing it. She's literally, but I swear to God, if she ever asks, what do I do again, like, stop asking that question. That's like when Reese Witherspoon gave her speech and she was like, at what point in a crisis does a woman turn to a man and say, what do I do now? No. No, Charlotte, that's not what we do. We don't do that. We're the women. I don't know if I mentioned, by the way, I've obviously got my hair up. I'm about to blow dry my hair. My face is in a skin mask. I'm about to start my morning. And I read that chapter. I'm so glad I didn't read that chapter before bed last night, because if I had read that Jem was awake, that my whole night gone, just I would be up reading. Oh my gosh. You know? Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, I will keep you updated. I'd love to like read the last few chapters with you guys, because like obviously it's coming up soon. Okay guys, I found some time today to like sit down and keep reading. So I am up to chapter, I don't know if you can see that, but chapter 23. What the heck? This book is stressing me out so much. Like it's like I just cannot relax. I don't know where this is going. We've just had the finale, like we've had the showdown where Mortimer was slayed, like, and there is, so I think there's like 3 chapters left. And I just don't understand, like, is it, I think we're resolving the love triangle now. I think that's like, because Charlotte has been offered the position of consul, which is like crazy to me. Like, there's been a lot of like telling me how good Charlotte is and not a whole lot of showing me. And this is another one of those like examples. Obviously she was a badass for like going against the consul's wishes and like making sure they went after Will, which was amazing and obviously paid off. But it's like, that's the only thing I saw her do. Anyway, it's irrelevant. I'm celebrating the fact that at least she's going to be consul and it's someone we can trust. And she's talking about giving Will the institute, which is crazy because dude is not even 18 yet. Honestly, I wouldn't have been angry if it went to Gideon though. So yeah, we're in a horizontal position right now because I need to de-stress while reading the last two chapters and a prologue. Alright, so let's just do this. I think we should just keep going, keep reading. By the way, Parabatai, I've been pronouncing it wrong. I've been saying Parabati and it's Parabatai. I've just been told, so I apologize for like this entire video, me saying it wrong. Oh, this is very smart. Where was this? When Jem proposed. She's like, I want you to propose to me, basically, but right now you must be feeling so much grief and despair and relief and all these things, and I don't want you to make this decision overwhelmed. Girl, where was this attitude before? Okay, I have chapters 24 and then the epilogue left. I'm so scared, but I'm gonna just finish this now. It has to be done. Okay guys, I'm up to the epilogue and I just wanted to check back in and kind of record me reading the epilogue because, yeah, I don't know what to expect. But I did see that it's 2008, so that's 130 years later. I'm really happy for the ending of the last chapter. Obviously Will and Tessa are engaged. Like, finally. Anyway, let us read the epilogue. Jeans? Jeans? She's in jeans? I wonder if, like, I don't know why this just occurred to me. Because Will would have aged. I feel like that's where we're headed, right? Will would have aged. Because he's mortal. He's like a shadow hunter, but he's still mortal. I wonder if Tessa changed herself to age, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it would have been really hard for Will to like grow older if Tessa wasn't growing older, and also I feel like it would have been hard if they had kids too, so I wonder if she changed herself to age. Like, I never considered this an urban fantasy, but now that we're in like 2008, it's really feeling like an urban fantasy. Like, oh, they married! Will's dead. So that's true, Will's dead. Oh, so they're all dead? Are you serious? Like, oh my gosh, everyone's dead. Which we knew, because we knew she could live forever, but like, Will died young. He died at 76, okay. Or 76 or 77. Oh my gosh, that's quite young. I mean, he did have a very action-packed life. Would have taken it out of him. Oh, she didn't age. I guess she didn't change herself. His poetry was awful. he taught his grandkids a song about demon pox. They named their baby Charles, like their firstborn James. Charles? Why did I say that? They named their first child, their firstborn James, which is just so sweet. Oh my gosh. What? Jem? I'm sorry. What is happening is, so Jem, I thought his eyes were sewed shut. Another story of Lightwoods and Herondales and Fairchilds, but it will take more than an hour in the telling. What is happening? Is this going to be explained? What's going on? So Jem's cured and he's gone back to being a shadow hunter? I didn't even think that was possible or allowed. And he's 19? I'm shocked. Are you saying to me that she's just married Will, had an entire lifetime, had kids with him, and now he's dead? And yes, it's been a lot of time actually since his passing. But now Jem's found the cure. He's a shadow hunter again, and she's gonna marry Jem? Like, that feels like where this is headed. And I don't understand. Is Jem mortal again? So she's going to go through the same thing and he's going to die? Like, really? Or have kids again with this man? Like, what? What do you mean? How can this be? What's happening? And I know I'm not done, but like, what the frick? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like the impression I'm getting is that like Will was like her great love that she married and had babies with, and like, you know, and Jem's gonna be the person that she explores the world with. What did I just read? I can't believe it. I feel so many things at once. I feel so, like, part of me doesn't like this. Part of me has been Team Will. By the way, remember my bookmark? Oh, it's upside down. It's still here. Part of me has been Team Will from the beginning. And I love Jem. And I think he's great. Part of me doesn't like this. But part of me is happy that everybody gets... Part of me is happy... But part of me is not okay with this. I don't like this. And Jem, like, I did not think you could go and be a silent brother, and then I didn't think that was allowed. That's amazing. Okay. I just can't believe that we started this book and she was engaged to Jem, and we ended this book and she's more or less engaged to Jem again. Potentially, I don't know. How would you... Okay, question. How would Will's... Like, how would the kids feel? Like, I know that some of them are dead. She said that, which is really upsetting. I guess it would be grandchildren now. Would they be upset? Would they not have heard stories about their great-grandfather's parabatai? Like, would they not have heard stories of Jem Carstairs? I don't understand. And would they be like, oh, yeah... Mum and Jem. What? Is it weird? It's a little weird. It feels like at the very first opportunity, maybe it just feels like that because of how fast paced it is, but I have to remember how many years were between that time. Like, there was a lot of time between Will passing away and Jem finding the cure. Like, she was alone for a long time. Like, yeah, I have to remember that, but it just feels so much like it was just like one... Like, Will, Jem. And, like, it just, yeah. Like, it still feels like that, which obviously isn't great, but... So, I need to gather my thoughts now and then just, like, close this off with some kind of, like, my overall thoughts on the entire series. Hey, guys! We're in a different angle today. I thought it would be nice to have the bookshelf behind me. And we are finally at the end of this vlog, this reading vlog. I can't believe how long it is, and if you are still here, if you've watched to the end, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just here to basically wrap up this vlog, tell you guys my overall thoughts on the series, and give you my individual ratings for each book. Yeah, and get this out to you guys. I really hope if you watched it, you enjoyed it. Maybe this is your favorite series, or maybe you're reading it for the first time with me. Either way, I hope you had fun. It was really fun to film this, and I was also going back and editing and realizing that majority of the time I was in my pajamas and my face mask was on. Love that for me. But we got real cozy. I've got all the books here. I've been considering a lot. I will preface that this is several days later because I needed several days, and I needed to collect my thoughts after the ending of Clockwork Princess. Oh, there was a lot happening in that last book, so maybe I'll just start with my individual ratings. So I feel like the first book for me was probably a 4-star read. I feel like this was a really solid start to a series. It got me really intrigued and it really made me fall in love with the 3 main characters really easily. I then think this second book is probably my least favorite of the series. I think it was a little bit slow at parts, and so for that reason I'm probably going to rate this a 3.25 stars for me. I think it was still a really solid book. I just think that some of the plot points and the pacing and certain characters let me down a little bit, but I still loved the book. I still really enjoyed, and there was some amazing moments in this book as well, so still really solid. And then lastly, Clockwork Princess, probably my favorite, in fact definitely my favorite one in the series. I would rate this probably 4.5 stars. I think it was so action-packed, and again, like, I think I would have rated this highly, maybe this second book higher, if certain events that took place in this book maybe were spread out. But I think that's what made this book really good, is that we just jumped straight in to the finale, the showdown. The whole book felt like a finale of the series. Someone's messaging me, and all of the questions that we had come up in the first 2 books were answered. I love it when a series does that. And then obviously the romance was one of the highlights of this series. I still don't know, guys, how I feel about the ending. I still am not sure how I feel about the fact that she ended up with both of the guys, but I think that this is a personal thing, because I can see how I feel like the love that she had for both of them was so strong and so pure. I do see that, but I just think that it's a personal preference. I'm just I don't know if I would call it possessive, but I'm very much like a one love kind of girl, and I think like I'm not a super huge fan of love triangles. So I think even the best of love triangles can sometimes give me the ick a little bit. I think this was probably one of the best love triangles I've ever seen done, really, because usually you're gunning for one guy and you know that you want that guy and it's just that guy all the way, but this one I was very much unsure, I would say, for the first 1.5 books. Like, I wasn't unsure in my heart who I wanted, but I was unsure about who Tessa was going to choose for about 1.5 books. So I do think that that's pretty incredible that you can do that in a love triangle. It's not often you see that. So I did love that. The romance obviously stole the show, the banter. I also loved, and I didn't get to mention, how this book tied in and set everything up for the Shadowhunters and the Mortal Instruments series. Obviously that had come out first, so I get that that everybody would have had those connections while reading it, but I didn't have exactly that experience, I suppose. But other people have pointed out the certain things that cross over and how it ties in, and I love that. I think that's so clever and so smart and makes it so exciting and fun. I think overall I had so much fun reading this series. It's probably not one of my most life-changing series, but I think that might just be because of the time that I read this and my age and all the things that kind of come with that. But I still think this was incredible. I think Cassandra Clare is an incredible writer, and I am very interested in continuing reading some of her work. I don't know when I'll get to that. I do not know, because it's quite intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. And I think I do need a break from YA for the moment, because I've just finished this series and I've just finished the Shadow Me series. So I think we're on a YA break, guys, but I do want to come back to the series. I want to come back to Cassandra Clare's work, and I do want to, see how that goes. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, guys, because I have just yapped at you for over an hour and I need to put this video out. So if you're still here, thank you so much for spending so much time with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've read Clockwork Angel, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. If we had any set of the same reactions, let me know. And I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you hopefully in the next video. Mwah!